So fourth grade, you are going to be making a flip book this week. There's a couple different ways you can make a flip book. It all depends on what kind of materials you have available to you. Here's one that I did on just a Post-it notepad where you can take the flip book and you can see, it's a little bit hard to show you, but the ball is bouncing off the edge of the paper there. Here's another one that I just did on a little notebook of my son's, and you can see the person is waving. You can also, if you don't have anything like this available, you can make your own. It's just really important that you make sure that the pages are all the same size. It's going to help you a lot with making the drawings and making it easy to put the movements together in the flip book. So you're going to take just a piece of white paper, fold it in half long ways, make a nice crease, open it up, fold it in half the other direction, make a nice crease. So you end up with 4 squares on that paper. Then carefully cut on those creases. You're going to want to do this to at least 2 sheets, if not 3 or 4, depending on how long of a flip book you're going to be making. Once you have all of the pieces cut, you're just going to take a stapler and staple them at the one end so that you have kind of your own little notebook that you made to make your flip book. Then you're going to want to decide what you want to do for your flip book. I would recommend doing something fairly simple, a simple shape. Don't go too crazy right away because you are going to have to draw the same thing multiple times, and it's going to be really important that it looks pretty much the same each time you draw it. So that's why I stuck with something like a ball or a stick figure, something very simple. I would recommend doing this with your pencil first, that if you do make a mistake, you can erase and then go back. You can add the color, you can go over it with Sharpie, whatever you choose to do. So to do the stick figure, if you want to draw the stick figure waving, you want to draw it pretty close to the edge of the paper so that when you're flipping through the book, it's at the edge of the paper, because you're not flipping the whole way back to the staples, you're flipping more at the corners. So it's going to be important. It's going to be a good idea to make sure that you put it close to the edge. And just like that Brain Pop video showed, each drawing just has a little bit of a movement. It's not a whole lot. It's just a little bit. So now on the next page, I'm going to draw the same, pretty much the same stick figure. Arm going down. Now, for the first one, both arms are going down. This one, I'm going to have part of the arm going up so that it looks like they're starting to wave. And each time I'm drawing the stick person at the exact same spot on the paper, exact same size. This time the arm's going to go up. Whoop. A little bit higher. Now I want the arm to come back down, just like it would if you were waving, where your arm goes up, then it goes down. So I'm going to go back, draw my stick figure, and I'm going to go back to the drawing that I did, the third drawing, where it was up about halfway. Draw the stick figure again. Do my second drawing because the arm is coming back down where it's going to go back to that original position that it was on the first page. Okay. So before I go on over it with marker, I can already tell that my person got a little bit smaller as I went along, but let's see if I did an okay job. And you can see it kind of looks like they're waving. So now, before I would go back with the Sharpie, what you might want to do is I'll go back and make the person look, because you can see right here, the person's a lot bigger than it is on the second page. Second and third page are about the same. They're about the same. but they're a little bit different sizes. Go back and kind of clean them up a little bit, make them a little bit closer to the same size, make any corrections I need to make. And then go back and go over it with Sharpie. I would definitely go over it with Sharpie or a pen, even if you don't have a Sharpie. If you want to add some color to these after you've gone over it with the Sharpie or the pen, give them a funny hat or a face, you can. Don't go too crazy, because sometimes simpler is better, especially with something like this. Now, I ran out of pages, but you could also make your person wave a couple times. Mine just kind of went up and down, but I could definitely add a couple more drawings of them waving a little bit more if I wanted. And it's just basically repeating the same drawings in a certain order to make it look like the person is waving. Again, trying to make sure that they're about the same size so that it looks like it's that single person, that single stick figure. Oops. I jumped ahead there. Try again. And there you have a flip book. The only thing that's left is to add the color or any other little details that you want to add to your person. So I hope you have a lot of fun making a flip book. They can be a lot of fun and a little bit frustrating to make sometimes when they don't quite go the way you want them to. But just take a deep breath and remember little movements on each page and you'll be fine. Try not to do something really hard like a person right away. Start with a shape or a stick figure and then work your way up to something a little more difficult if you get a chance and you really like doing these. If you get a chance that you can make a little video of your flip book, I would love to see these. They are a lot of fun, and I can only imagine some of the things you guys are going to make flip books of. So I would love to see them. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week with something new to make.